Hello everyone, my name's Carrie Willow, that's K-R-R-I-E-W-I-L-L-O-W capital E, and welcome to another speed draw. Happy 4th of July, by the way, at least that's when I'm recording this audio. I did take the same day to record the audio, okay, so this video, let me just get this out there. This video could have been done a lot earlier, or finished a lot earlier, because it seems these videos, with how simple my editing is since I'm new, and how simple my drawing is, at least compared to most people, I can usually get these types of videos done in like a day or two. It's not that hard. But why am I doing this on the 4th of July? Or why am I finishing this on the 4th of July when I potentially started directly after I finished the Doodle project? Reason being, I actually immediately started on this Rattata. Most of this video is recorded, or the footage is recorded, the day I did everything, right? I traced the Rattata, I colored the Rattata, I colored cheese, and then the issue of shading came. You see, I think one of the hardest things for me to do right now is because I'm so new to this whole digital art thing, is fur. Fur texture with my style and shading isn't necessarily the greatest, so that's one of the reasons this video took so long, and I was kind of just relaxing from working myself, because I'm not usually used to working, not to mention the heat wave where I live. But anywho, happy 4th of July, I hope you all are being safe, and if you don't celebrate 4th of July, that's perfectly fine. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, or having a good day / morning / night, whenever you're watching this, listening to this, I don't know. But those were my kind of struggles when it came to this Rattata. I'm not really looking forward to the next video I have to make, which is the Pidgey, because the Pidgey's name is Pudding, and I'm going to tell you in a moment why I named them what I named them and how I found them in the Pokemon game, because this is a series where I draw my Pokemon from my first adventure with the thing I named them after. I named this Rattata Cheese. How original. How did I meet this Rattata, you say? After I grabbed noodles from, I don't know, Professor Oak, I waddled my little butt to the next town. Do not remember the name. Haven't played Pokemon in a while, actually. I've mainly been working on the drawings that I've been working on. I haven't really touched it, but we could just chalk that up to me being lazy. But one of the first Pokemon I caught happened to be this Rattata, because starting out in the game, you're gonna get some of the most common Pokemon. But I actually like this Rattata. I think I actually like Rattata as a whole. They're weirdly cute. You wouldn't expect a common, not really liked Pokemon, or from at least what I've seen in the areas like, oh, I just caught a Rattata, oh no, well that's kind of lame. In the Pokemon Go stuff, I've heard a lot of people talk about how they don't really like Rattata, but I actually kind of like him. Or her, whoever, I don't really remember the gender. I think my Rattata's a girl, actually, because a lot of my Pokemon, for some reason, are female. But when I drew this Pokemon, when I drew this Rattata, I looked at the actual personality types, because I look in the game and I notice there are personality types. I did not do this with Noodles, but I look in the personality type and I see timid. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. If you look at the eyes, there's those underlines. I wanted to express the timidness of this creature. Like, what is this specific Rattata thinking? Right now, she's holding a little clump of cheese to symbolize cheese, surrounded by cheese. The issue with me naming these Pokemon is how sometimes you'll notice it's very distinctive, like you know exactly what it's after, but then they're also more vague. This is not the only mouse Pokemon I've caught, and it is not the only one I've named after cheese. It just happens to be the general idea of cheese. I did take the initial colors from a Pokemon image online, so once again, even though I don't have to, I will share it linked to that specific image if you want to look at it. Voice crack, oh my goodness. Voice rumble. I don't really know. But I was so thrilled seeing, I'm not really one who colors my drawings. I mean, if I'm doing a speed draw, it's kind of custom to color, shade, highlight, do all that. It's only recent, like in the most recent years or something, that I've been in quarantine and just stuck in my house, that I've decided to actually color and sketch my drawings. I have this drawing of an alligator or a crocodile named Gregory, And I put color pencil on the paper, and I was so thrilled to see shading. So this whole shading thing is new to me, which is probably one of the reasons I can't shade fur. Another reason I probably can't shade fur is because most of the creatures or things I draw nowadays actually are reptiles. That might have to do with my fascination with my bearded dragon, Tessa. Or that could just be because you don't have to draw fur. Or feathers. That could also be it. But, anywho, I walk out of the Pokémon Center to start Center. I walk out of Oak's laboratory, and I go on my adventure. I find this Rattata, name it Cheese. How original. And then the very next one I catch is Pudding the Pidgey. I named this one Cheese, not just because it's a mouse, but because I was like, what shall I name this? Because I'm terrible with names, apparently. So I look at her, I'm like, what should I name this? I said that already. Gosh dang it, I'm very repetitive today. I'm on edge. I know there's going to be fireworks later today. None of this is going to make sense. This is my first take of my audio. And again, I probably should have said this in the beginning. None of this is scripted. If you could not tell, none of this is scripted. I can't script. I'm too ADHD to script. And I know that may seem potential rude. Mother fudge. Mother of fudge. What is it, the mother of fudge? Is it the one who bakes the fudge? Can you bake fudge? I don't understand what's happening right now. If I get back to the drawing. Oh, this video is more chaotic than the last video. That's insane. This drawing itself took 2 hours total from the video footage before I cut it down to 15 minutes to 16 minutes. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I was putting off the shading for a bit because I didn't really want to do what I do with these videos, or at least these recent videos, is I will, since I'm taking them in increments so I don't have to like sit for hours and hours at this laptop or computer or whatever I'm doing, I'll take it in increments. I'll sketch, I'll color block, I'll shade. Or maybe even highlight. I did the shading and the highlight in the same take, but as you can see right now, I did learn a few shading tricks. The whole like, use black then turn down the saturation. But I'm just kind of starting with the saturation turned down because this Rattata goes from looking timid to like she's going to mug you in like 0.5 seconds when you turn it all the way up. But it took me a couple of days to figure out what brush to use, to figure out how I wanted it to look. I actually figured out that blending colors, you can see how weird it looks right now. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look finished. I mean, it's not finished, but I figured out that from my last video, I learned that you can blend things and shade them out with the highlights, but I did not think of doing the shadows until now. So to make it more of a smooth transition, I shaded the shadows. I do not go to art school. I don't. In fact, I haven't even figured out what I want to do for college. Because, you know, things kind of got screwed up by the time I was ready to leave. So this is kind of what I'm doing now, just for fun, just for kicks and giggles. So if there are like certain transition build-ups you need to do with art, if there are certain like rules, I don't know those rules. In fact, I'm just kind of floating by ear. I don't usually draw on a day-to-day basis. I developed my skill growing up, but I haven't really done anything, which is actually kind of why I'm hoping this whole Pokemon thing goes well and I want to draw all of them, because I've never actually had something I'm so passionate about. It's weird. It's like, I'm really passionate about music, and I'm passionate about art, but I'm too lazy to do either. Unless I have something pushing me through. Not like other people. If other people tell me to do it, I just won't do it. That's just kind of how I am, and it's kind of frustrating, especially if I expect to get a job. Like, how am I supposed to do that if I can't freaking listen to instructions? My brain is a squirrel. It's a Rattata, apparently, except I feel like this Rattata would have more of an attention span than I do, because I've changed the subject, or like topic, or like multiple different branches of this topic, like 17 different times. If you want to count, go ahead and count. I'm not doing it. But it makes it kind of difficult to draw, and I don't know if a lot of people talk about this, or if too many people talk about this, but if you have ADHD or something, or just something that makes it really difficult for you to focus, and it's not even focusing, this is just my experience, I'll do things, and sometimes I'll be like really intense on something, I'll be like really focused and really hammered down, but the max is like 4 to 5 hours, which is actually not a bad deal, especially when you think about how long school is. School is like 4 to 6, 4 to 5, 6 to 7 hours, I don't know, it depends where you live. But the fact that I can sit down and do something for a long amount of time is rare. It's rare, I never do it. I don't like doing things. But I decided to apparently figure out how to edit. I'm very contradictory, it's a thing, I don't know. I've been talking so much about I don't even know what, and I'm already almost done with the drawing. Been rambling for 10 minutes straight. I think the record I've ever rambled when it comes to videos and stuff would actually be my most recent gameplay, and I know I still need to get that other video out, but I'm kind of not tempted to do it because it's kind of a lot of video that I need to make shorter clips. I need to figure out how to do gameplay. I know that a couple of you, or at least one of you, has expressed that you don't really care what I do as long as I'm having fun. And I can express that I am having fun. I'm not gonna put something out that I don't enjoy doing because I won't finish it. That's just how I am. Which I guess kind of cuts the whole not being genuine thing out of the way, and that's great, that's wonderful. This entire video has almost nothing to do about Pokemon. I'm so sorry for those who are genuine Pokemon fans. But I think the more people that decide to sit down and watch, and the more people that decide to chip in, give their opinions and whatnot, I'll have more to talk about. I'll have more to engage with, and maybe I'll even do a couple of streams, because it might be interesting to see my entire process. When I do these videos, I specifically grab sections and don't cut anything else out because I want you guys to see my entire process. The only thing I cut out or I don't record is when I'm trying to brush check, usually. When I'm trying to brush check, or when I'm trying to, I guess, like with this Rattata, figure out how to properly shade. Because I don't want to record like 5 hours of footage and have you guys watch 5 hours of footage, which smooshes down to like maybe 20-24 minutes, depending on how fast I amp this up. All these video clips are actually 800 times their speed, or like 8 times their speed. Because that's like 100, then you move it. It's 8 times its speed. This is like times 8, I think. I don't really know. But ooh, I really like the cheese because this specific type of cheese right there is glossy. This cheese was the devil. This specific like cheese, it looks like it has a texture and it crumbled, and I know the colors are wrong, but cheese is hard. I don't know why cheese is hard, but cheese is almost as hard as doing pudding, which is why I'm not looking forward to actually recording the pudding video, because I know the pudding I actually drew is garbage. It looks like mashed potatoes. I don't know how I did that, but apparently pudding looks like mashed potatoes, non-colored. I don't even know how I'm gonna actually make the colors look good on the next video. I made them look good here, other than that big splotch of black, which will not be there permanently. And the background, I wanted to do something with cheese, but it didn't. It kind of looks more like a freaking bowling. You know the floors in like your schools or the bowling alleys or your churches or something? They have this really colorful effect so you can't like tell what is stained on the floor. That's kind of what I'm going through right here. You can just watch the gears turn in my head as I'm trying to figure out, what am I doing? How do I make this background cool? I figured out something cool, but it's too distracting. So eventually I have to just go over that and I'm like, what is this? What is this nonsense? So eventually I do actually scrap that idea, but I keep some of the colors because I like the idea of creating a little bit more interest for the eye. Like right here, I really like that color. I love the way that looks and the way it blends, and eventually I do go with this. But I also notice how it's too much. I need something to cut it, which is what I'm trying to do right here. I was thinking of a couple things, learned a couple things, figured out some potential actual non-Pokemon drawing ideas. I wanted to outline, but I was too lazy. Non-Pokemon drawing ideas that actually require you erasing a lot of your work. But if I erase a lot of the work, then what's the point of doing work in the first place, you ask? Well, variety. If I was to go to art school, at least I know you need variety. You need something that draws the viewer's eye towards that thing, which is kind of what I come up with right here. I hope it works, I hope it looks nice. None of what I said today made any coherent sense. I know that. Thank you for letting me ramble, I guess. Which is every single video, it's just basically Carrie Lily rambling over and over again. I hope you have a wonderful day. As lame as that audio clip was, have an enjoyable 4th of July. If you celebrate it, if you don't celebrate it, do whatever you want to do today. Have fun today. Enjoy yourself. But I can't tell you what to do. Like the video, don't like the video, whatever. You already heard this in the last thing. I don't think I'm going to talk about it again. Unless I do. Well, like, I'm not really predictable. Just enjoy the reel. Have a wonderful day, and oh my goodness. Goodbye, everyone. Oh boy.